Hi guys, Firebikes here, coming to you with this somewhat of a podcast that I'm kind of doing at the moment because I'm bored. Mostly for the reason for that, of course, I can't go anywhere at the moment. Well, I'm not in isolation or blah blah blah. It's just that with the UK recently, we're of course only allowed to go out if go out to certain places like supermarkets, etc. if it's essential, for example for food, etc. So which means I cannot go out with friends at the moment because easier chance of spreading, blah blah. But so yeah, I'm just making this small podcast, or depending on how long it'll be, mostly because I'm bored. And I'm also kind of waiting for a couple of packages, to one of which may come within the next couple of days, depending on how this COVID-19 or coronavirus stuff plays out. Of course, essential travelling, blah blah, stuff like that. But what's in the packages, you may ask? Of course, I have a box full of, a package that should be coming pretty soon, to do with a whole bunch of grey base plates and bricks, etc. I'm pretty sure it's 1 kilogram. But I'll probably be doing a haul video at some point when that comes. And then the second package is of a set that I actually found for quite cheap. It is the Lord of the Rings Orc Forge, which came out like 8 years ago, which was around about 2012. I'll be getting that. The only problem with that is that if I look at the actual image on eBay, yes, I bought it off of eBay, but you can never always trust eBay with this stuff, but it was a reasonable price, so yeah, I just went ahead, got it. So the set usually retails for around about £80, which is around about $85 or something like that. And I managed to get it for around about £30, which is quite a good deal because that's more than half price. I think it's at least £10 more less than half price, which is an amazing amazing type of value or things like that. So that should hopefully be coming. The image of the actual set that, of course, you will see on eBay because I always have these previews. The set doesn't seem to be entirely complete, but I looked at the description about it, and it doesn't say anything whether it's not complete or not. So I mean, there was a couple of stuff hiding behind the actual set itself, to do with the set. So hopefully it includes everything. It does include the minifigures and it includes the spare parts, so surely enough there should be the pieces that I don't necessarily see in the actual image. So yeah, as well as that, some of the pieces are actually quite obtainable. I'm pretty sure I've got quite a lot in my collection. I was mostly just looking at Lotor sets in general. I found this, and I thought, wow, I think it's at least going to be my second Lotor set. Of course, my very first Lord of the Rings set was actually the Wizard Battle, which included a Sauron and Gandalf minifigure. Gandalf minifigure, very obtainable. You can get it in an awful lot of sets. And then the Saruman minifigure, you can only get in 2 sets. One of which is very expensive Tower of Orthanc set, which I'm pretty sure came out around about back 2013 or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. But he came in that set. Of course, it doesn't have all the details, etc. But it has, of course, the minifigure. Instead of including your type of dress piece, it kind of included the actual minifigure legs, so that was good. Of course, the set included a a throne, quite similar to Palpatine's, but more of an intricate design. You could probably see it on the screen right now, if I get round to editing this, because I'm kind of running out of space, but the hell with it. Of course, continuing on, the set also included a very well, a really cool piece of, I think it's the Eye of Sauron, which was printed on both sides of a trans orange minifigure head. So of course you have the Eye of Sauron on that, and it was pretty cool. And then of course you had a feature where you can turn a cog or something like that, and it just twists the eye about, so then it kind of looks as if it's going about. Of course, jeez, excuse that. Of course, the actual set was first. Well, it's from the scene from the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, which was, you didn't know was the first Lord of the Rings. And oh jeez, I really need to get that. I'll be back in a minute. So you guys, as I was saying, of course it's from the scene from the Fellowship of the Ring, where of course you have Saruman, who's kind of turned towards the side of Mordor and Sauron and Morgoth, or Morgoth is actually the overlord, by the way, of Middle-earth. So yeah, of course you got that. It's a pretty cool scene. Of course you have Gandalf, who disagrees with Saruman's views, and so it kind of turns into a fight from there. 1 minute. So yeah, I'm sorry if you just saw something. Well, not saw something, but heard something. Just someone came in. So continuing on, of course Gandalf kind of gets defeated, stuck in the Tower of Orthanc, blah blah. So yeah, it's a pretty cool scene, and I'm pretty sure that's also the scene where, of course, you see the Orc Forge. So yeah, of course, stuff more about coronavirus. That's all you hear nowadays on news, etc. Of course, you have people over exaggerating what is actually going on. Me personally, I'm not too worried, but because it's mostly just towards people who have certain health issues, to one of which I do not have at the moment, well, at least that I know of, because yeah, I usually don't get ill that much, so my immune system's quite good. The only thing I probably get is probably a cold, to one of which I've got at the moment, which is just a runny nose, nothing about a cough or anything like that, so I'm good. Schools have been shutting down elsewhere, but at the moment my school's kind of still standing strong. So yeah, of course still got my English. Well, I finished my English essay, so I'm probably gonna do stuff like that, and yeah. Talk of stuff to do with school. About Umbara, of course, unable to do it because of specific things like homework, and yeah, I know this is kind of unscripted, but yeah, yeah, sorry about Umbara. Of course, I'll be getting some more of the terrain done, etc. So yeah, I'm kind of doing an actual video at the moment, rather than screen recording my phone, because it just takes too long trying to edit a video of this long, because I usually have to put in an image of, the Flame Chronicles or whatever, and then you have to extend it through the whole entire video, which is usually quite long. So yeah, I'm kind of just doing it this way, as well as the fact that it's kind of more casual, because the last one's more like you don't see anything, but as you can see my hand right now, and then of course you can see the by 5 ATRT. Still want to do a video on that, by the way, but yeah, you kind of see the point. Of course, things with podcasts and things like that, they're unscripted, so it's kind of fun, to be honest. You get to see more of what I'm like. So yeah, I keep going about coronavirus, but it's just one of those things. Of course, Bricketex, by the at the time of recording this podcast thing, Bricketex doing a live stream with the boys, aka Ryan and people like that. And yeah, about that, they're kind of talking about coronavirus and things like that. There's been quite a lot of shortages in toilet paper and soap, as well as antibacterials, which is kind of annoying because, of course, you have the panic buying, which of course is just outrageous because you have, sorry, I have something on my tongue, all these people bulk buying, and it just doesn't go well because, of course, you have people rushing, fighting over toilet paper, which is just a whole bunch of shambles. And then you have next to nobody getting any toilet paper, and it's just, the people who do that are kind of just a bit, well, it's technically being selfish because I don't want to call anyone out here, but yeah, those of you who are doing that, please stop doing that, because I noticed in Asda, which is the UK's equivalent to Walmart, it is part of the Walmart family, but because I live in the UK, it's known as Asda. There's quite a few shortages of toilet paper there. I noticed that the whole entire shelves of like toilet paper and soap and tissues were just completely empty, as in legitimately empty. So it's just the shelf. I mean, like, that's what empty means, but yeah, so. And then there's also this toilet paper song that I noticed the other day. It came up and recommended. I'm pretty sure it's a song by Day by Dave, who did a couple of songs to do with PewDiePie or whatever. And yeah, it's kind of hilarious. Of course, I'll try and get that song at some point in this, or at least show you guys an image of what the thumbnail of the video is so you can go and see it. It's a really good song. So yeah, of course, built the Razor Crest. It's actually sitting right next to me. Show you it here, Razor Crest. Of course, I was also kind of doing that this weekend, so that's another excuse. But it's kind of a beautiful mock. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. The link, well, at least if you want to go and see a video on that, it'll be in. Well, if you go onto my channel, you'll probably see it. So yeah, beautiful design, really sleek. I'm pretty sure it's one of my top videos at the moment, in terms of the last couple of days, by which you mean like 10 days or something like that. But it's number one out of that in terms of views, because YouTube kind of does this measure of, depending on how many, like what time or how many hours since it's been released, it does like a small update saying, oh, this is how your other videos did, and this is how this video did compared to those. And at the moment, the Razor Crest is at the top. I'm pretty sure it's been released for like a day or so. So yeah, sorry if you kind of hear a kind of banging of me. That's me actually sitting on a stool. Because why not? I'm just double checking not to hit my head off of any shelves. And there's one right above me. If you didn't know, if you haven't seen the room tour already, I get quite a lot of shelves in my room. So yeah, just try not to knock any over and then accidentally make it fall on my head, which is not a good idea. And then still, I'm sitting on a stool rather than a chair because I don't own any chairs in here. Of course, my room's kind of small. It's more or less a box, but it serves its purpose and gives me the space that I need. But yeah, the stool's kind of dirty because doing the hallway, etc. And yeah, it's kind of just sitting on my carpet. Kind of fun. I'm used to kind of sitting on the edge of my bed when doing a podcast, but I'm just sitting here because, you know, why not? Of course, you get to see some more live footage, and then ATRT. Why not? I keep mentioning that, but yeah, this ATRT is beautiful, by the way. I still need to do a video, as I keep mentioning. Beautiful design, friendly pieces, and yeah, I was actually kind of inspired from the, like, I'm pretty sure it's Breakvault's design to do that. Of course, this mock has kind of been there since around about summer of 2019, which has been at least 7 months, 8 months or so now, as it is the middle of, well, coming up to the end of March. I'm pretty sure it's like the 17th of March at the time of this video. and it is actually coming up to 7:45 here. Of course, this video will be edited later, etc. But yeah, I'm kind of just passing the time here because, of course, waiting on packages because I'm bored. Can't really be bothered going on to Xbox playing Battlefront 2. I might actually still doing that, but yeah, I'd much rather do this. I might end up editing a couple of photos to do with Lord of the Rings and Hobbit. I actually use a software called Polish or Lumi or one of the two, but it's a really great editing software, so that's what I kind of use to edit my thumbnails as well as pictures in general, to one of which I usually post on my Instagram. Of course, Instagram linked in the description below. And now there's a fly, a midgie. Did I catch it? I can't tell if I caught it. Unless it's went down my throat. No, it hasn't. No coronavirus, by the way. That's just that me talking, as it usually is for these podcasts. I really need to start getting more bottles of water. God, my throat is dying. Of course, it's kind of more fun for you guys, but you get to see all this, well, hear all this commotion because it's unscripted and it's kind of fun. And I'm beginning to fall back on this, stool. Because why not? Of course, a couple of sets. Got this set at least a week ago. It's the Battle on Hoth action attack battle set, whatever you call it. Quite good. Action features are not great because, of course, it kind of takes a while to actually get this to kind of explode. But yeah. Of course, did a couple of mocks on the Republic RPG. The music from that video was actually really good. Of course, it's a really nice tunes to just jam out to, and I might actually include it right now, because why not? It's really good. God, my throat's dying. No corona. It's nothing to do with coronavirus. It's just me in general with these podcasts. I'm pretty sure it was like episode 1 in Flame Chronicles. That's probably a good example of me losing my voice during these podcasts. But yeah, and the thing that kind of makes it worse is the fact that I've got braces at the moment. The thing is about braces, it doesn't really prohibit me from talking because I talk in some sort of way, but of course braces don't hurt if, well, a lot of people were saying that braces hurt at the start, but for me it was kind of just like numbness. I can't tell if it was sore or not because it was just numb the whole entire time. I couldn't chew for at least 3 to 4 days, which was fun, but yeah, I kind of had chocolate buttons straight after I had them in, so I ended up having to suck them the whole entire time. And then I had chocolate buttons yesterday for the first time since then. But it's been like 3 weeks now since I had my braces in, so I can now chew, talk better, because why not? And I think it was the other day, I was about to eat something and I kind of forgot I had braces, so I'm guessing I'm used to it now. So yeah, and then I just noticed something was wrong with my turbo tank, which is also here, if you didn't notice. But yeah, of course my tripod is standing where I would usually do in Bada. Of course I need to try and get some stuff done before you guys kind of get frustrated with that. But first, I'd like to do a couple of haul videos on, of course, the 2 packages that I mentioned at the start of this video. I love that. I've got a really good idea planned of it. It might include like a time lapse of me building it. And, you know, just, I think I've only done like 1 haul video, which is surprising actually because I get stuff every so often off of eBay. But there should be quite a cool video based on the Arc Forge. God, I can't speak. The Arc Forge at some point, so I'm pretty sure it's coming on Friday, so most likely be around about that day, depending on where you are in the world. And yeah, it's currently, let me see, it's just past 7:15. Yeah, 7:15 at night. And yeah, of course, schools continue. Like, all my classes, every single day I've had, like, some sort of class. You had, of course, teachers kind of, which of course it's their job, but every single class I've had the teachers explaining what to do, when we're basically, or how to access Teams, which is a software that we use. I'm pretty sure it's called Microsoft Teams, but that's what we use for homework, etc. But because if the schools get shut down, that's the only way of contact with teachers, etc. So unfortunately, no days off. We just have to go through our usual timetable at home, which just sucks because I kind of prefer doing, like, what is in school, like what works is in school, stays in school. That's kind of my preference, unless of course it's homework and studying. And speaking of studying, I got tests this week, but yeah. So yeah, the teams don't really get a break. I'm pretty sure none of us do. And then you have exams getting cancelled potentially. It doesn't really affect me at the moment, but yes, exams will be cancelled, hopefully. I'm pretty sure one of the trips that I was supposed to go on to, which was actually supposed to be in June, I was originally supposed to go to France, Belgium, but at the moment France has actually been quite hit with the coronavirus, so of course, trip cancelled for just now. Hopefully the coronavirus calms down within the next couple of weeks or within a month or so, so that I can actually go to that trip. The trip kind of included like a boat trip, some visits towards the war graves, you know, like the World War I graves, visits to the trenches, which would be quite fun. Chocolate factory. I wasn't entirely sure what to think of that, but chocolate sounds nice. Then we were supposed to go to Paris, go to the Eiffel Tower, and then of course, why would you not go to Paris? Go to Disneyland Paris. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be the only time I would be able to go abroad outside the UK. But of course, I can't do that because it's been cancelled. But yeah, I originally had the plan to go. I'm pretty sure there's a Lego store in the middle of Disneyland Paris, but yeah, I was originally hoping to either build a lightsaber at Disneyland Paris, because it was just like a once in a lifetime type of thing. You know, I was thinking about making like a double blade lightsaber, and then, you know, because I'm a Star Wars fan, isn't everyone nowadays? But yeah, I was hoping to build a lightsaber. Of course, it includes light, sounds, etc. But that was one part of the plan, and then either I bought a lightsaber, like I said, or I go to the Lego store and buy like somewhat of an expensive set that I usually wouldn't normally get, which is around about your battle packs, etc. Battle packs are around about all for me at the moment because, you know, costs, parents, blah blah. Self-explanatory, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it happens with everyone at one point or another. But yeah, of course, there is actually a couple of rumors for. Well, actually, by the time I'm recording this video, another addition to the busts, as in the Star Wars bust, has been added, and the images have been shown. This is, of course, the TIE Fighter pilot bust. It looks quite cool. I'm pretty sure it has like a 4x4 dish piece that's actually printed with the Imperial insignia on it, which is just amazing. It has somewhat of a like chrome kind of colour. Well, it's not really chrome, but it's more or less like your metallic type of look. And then rumours for summer 2020, if they don't get delayed with COVID-19 or the coronavirus, which are basically the exact same thing, but yeah. Of a 501st, of course you get the BARC Speeder, and there's been a rumour going around saying that the BARC Speeder might include at least 4 501st troopers, which is one of the reasons why I'm not really ordering any 501st troopers at the moment for Umbara. But yeah, if that does actually turn out to be true, I will of course buy loads of those. So of course it will include 4 501st troopers, and then a BARC Speeder, and then it might also include somewhat of a couple of droids, depending on how generous LEGO are. But that is just a rumour. If it does turn out to be true, then great, buy it. But if it doesn't, then I'm going to be kind of disappointed, because, you know, more money for Umbara. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with buying things for Umbara, it's just that it costs people money, in Tome of which I do not have a lot of. Well, like, on hand. I'm actually bringing out a whole box of bricks. Show you guys here. I actually have a whole bunch of bricks, etc. in this small Adidas box. Not sponsored by Adidas, by the way. It's a whole bunch of bricks, plates, etc. So yeah, that'll hopefully be added into Umbara. And then this part of the video is actually going to run about 20 minutes long. I noticed recently that I have actually, it's just that, I've actually been watching, well, in terms of films, because I usually watch films just about every single night. I've actually been watching the Hobbit series, Tome of which I've not seen in like 2 to 3 years, because I kind of thought, oh, past, blah blah. It's basically a phrase saying you've seen ghosts in your past, blah blah. But not that there's anything wrong with the past. It's just that I kind of prefer who I am now. But with at the moment, of course, finished watching the Hobbit: Unexpected Journey, which is a really great movie. If you haven't seen any of the Lothar trilogy or the Hobbit trilogy, I highly recommend you go and watch them. But of course, Desolation of Smaug, not entirely finished because, you know, it's Blu-ray and I can't play it on my DVD player, because I got a small DVD player. But yeah, and as well as that, the TV was kind of being used, so I kind of started Battle of the Five Armies, and I still not finished it, which I'll probably do tonight. So yeah, guys, if you haven't seen it, like I said, highly recommend you check it out. As well as the books, a common mistake with the Hobbit book, keyword here, book, there's a fly again, is that the Hobbit trilogy, in terms of films, is seen as 3 films. So you've got Unexpected Journey, Desolation of Smaug, and then Battle of the Five Armies. But the actual Hobbit book itself is just 1 book. The only reason why they split it into 3 for the films is because it would just be too long for the actual films to include into 1 big film. I think it would be around about 20 hours long. So not a great idea. Adding that in, I would love it, but yeah, it'd take a while to do. But of course, Lothar book, just 1 book. Everything's included in there. A couple of things with that. Toriel, which is like the female elf that you kind of see, it does not exist in the book. God, I can't speak. And then you have Legolas, who's not actually seen in the book either. And then Azog with the Battle of Moria actually died then. Either that or he was hidden. Most likely dead. So you have Bolg, which is the son of Azog, is actually the one to kill Thorin, etc. And then the scenes with like Dol Guldur that was behind the scenes in The Hobbit, is, of course they had to include it in the book, well not the book, the film, because it added an explanation as to where Gandalf was, because Gandalf disappears in the book, and then comes back, and then you have a backstory towards the, well, of course, in the book you have the armies just all of a sudden coming, so, of course, well, I can't remember exactly, but it's been like, I read The Hobbit when I was around about 10, so, yeah, 5 years more, 16, 6 years, 7 years, at least from then, and I think I just broken this, but yeah, as I was saying, Dol Guldur scenes not really included in the book from what I remember, but yeah, could be. Sorry guys, that just cut, because yeah, I'm probably running out of space, because god damn it, but yeah, as I was saying, Lotar, basically everything's on point, blah blah, but before I lose my whole entire space on this phone, of course, thanks for watching this small podcast because I was bored. Of course, check out my Instagram, and yeah guys, if you do like the content you see here, of course there'll be a link to a couple of things, and you guys, so that's going to be it for me. I'm Infernal Bricks, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.